we shall see. I'd like it all to be about you tonight. Usually it's all about me, but this time it's all about you. I think you've probably seen enough of my posts over the probably last 5 to 6 weeks. We've sort of been dripping away ways to systemize your business, ways to grow your business. We will start next week with how to attract good clients, a week of little demos. The whole point of that is quite simple. Take one of these things away, run with it, and hopefully if you find it works, then maybe you might think about joining us. Usually what we do, by the way, which is a bit different, you guys will see this. You guys, I've got some clients that have jumped on board and they currently are my clients right at the moment. And what we used to do was a webinar, and then people, hi Sally, people used to go, hey, I used to go, hey, if you join today, you get a bonus, and they used to sign up. That's how we used to end the presentations, right? Nice and simple. I would do a talk for an hour, and then you would come and join me if you really wanted to, and away you go. The reality is that we've got really quite fussy who we let in. So now we're not like no one unless I speak to them first. So today we're going to give you a presentation. We're going to chat with you. And then sometime over I don't know, maybe Monday or Tuesday, I'll just message you guys if I can and go, hey, do you want to chat about your business and see if we can do this for you? And you have a chat with me and you can find out if we're going to partner with each other. So we don't pressure, but that way it makes it nice and easy. We can all relax. No credit cards today, no money being spent. You enjoying yourself. How's that? That sounds like something pretty cool. Let's move forward. Scraggly bits of writing. I'm so sorry, my writing isn't brilliant, but anyway, you get the gist of it. This year alone, we worked out, we took way over 3.8 million extra money in takings for the salons we coach. That's an extra 3.8 million. On average, the salon owners that turned up and done the work, I think majority of them that did the work got a 30% growth, like simple as. And that's a hell of a lot of money that people have earned when they work with us. They do it for one reason. I believe as a salon owner, we are spinning plates like crazy. We're spending time putting fires out, and we have this unbalance that's going on at the moment. And I want you all to get quite interactive with me if you want to, just so that remember this is about you. The more I know about you, the more we can make it about you as we go through this little mini presentation. Is I believe, as a business owner, think about people who own real big businesses like your Apples, and your Amazons and everyone else out there. They sort of went into business to build a business, right? Most of them got business degrees. They're not like us. We're tradespeople and like cutting hair and make people feel good, or we like doing beauty. But we spend hypothetically this much time on the floor, and we spend this much time on admin. And then we spend this much time on growing our business. We'll just call it a big G, shall we? And the reason that you don't grow your business is you physically, when you think about it, you're not giving this enough love. That's it, full stop. If I said to every single one of you today, don't worry about money, get off the floor and spend 7 days a week for the next year just working on your marketing, working on your client journey, working on getting your girls or boys to a high standard so the client journey is brilliant. Do you all think you would make more money? Is it yay or nay? You think you're talking rubbish, Richard? I believe that anyone where you put your focus, you're going to make more money. At the moment, you're working in the business too much. You're cutting hair still. You're doing the waxing. And I cut hair to the day I sold my salon. I love doing hairdressing right to the last day that I sold my business. I only worked it 1 or 2 days a week. That's fine. But I just loved what I did. But I gave the growth of my business the time and the energy and the money it needed. And if I didn't know the skill, I had to pay someone to learn it. That's it. You can't take it away from me because it's in my brain. But you have to learn if you don't know. That's just a fact of life. We go to school and we learn things. Obviously, my English was very poor. Let's get back onto track. I'm slightly dyslexic, so that's why it's all been pre-written, because otherwise it took me ages to rewrite this out. So we decided when we work with people, my goal is to make them a 30% increase in business. We'll explain how we do that right the way through this, nice and easy. And we've done it sort of time and time and time again. So people that came us, we made them an extra 3.8 million. Now that's a hell of a lot of money. It really is. Now, I want to go through the 4 stages that we believe salon owners are. If you're anything like me, startup starts down as you. There may be another person, an apprentice or a senior, and you're taking anywhere between 0 and 100K. This is UK pounds. And usually you're not making hardly any profit out of that. Almost zero. All the money's gone on bills and wages, and you've got nothing left in the bank. How many of you are at startup stage? Hit a yay, because I don't know how long you've been in business for. If not, say nothing. Because then I'll know we're not talking to startups, and I don't need to talk about startups at all. You might have gone way past that. You might have 20 staff members, I don't know, and taking 5 million. If you are, please let me know. We can change the context to that go. The next stage, of course, we have what we call the war zone, which is the majority of people we get to speak to. They're running between 100 and about 170K. They've now gone VAT registered here in the UK. GST in Australia sort of sets way in before then as well. And it means there's usually you, 2, 3, 4 employees, and you're working your way through that to see how far you get. We call it a war zone because every single day is a battle. We're going to talk about the depth of that in a second. As we go to the next stage, you're a busy fool. You get into 170 to 300,000. You're making a bit of money, so things are really good. You may be off the floor 1 or 2 days a week. You've got a nice business going on. And to be truthful, this is, if I get a nice color green, this is a nice place to be. If you got your ducks in a row, and you really worked out your business side of things and your staff are on 30% wage bill, you are in a nice place. But the reason we call it a busy fool, because it's still all about you. And then, of course, then we've got the lifestyle. When we crack that 300K, let's put a pound sign in there. Once you crack that 300 pound, it's not all about you anymore. You don't have to work the floor at all if you don't want to. It's all about your staff members. It's about systemizing the business. It's about you knowing how to get clients in the door. It's knowing how to get clients to come back, and the money is great. The reality is, if you speak to the National Hair Federation right now, they would say most of us on this call, I mean, you guys, if you're above this, most of you will sit below this line. That's what they state. You will be in the war zone or startup forever. You just don't get past that. That's what they say. I think 50% of the people in the hairdressing industry are not even breaking 100 grand, believe it or not. So if you're above that line, you're doing okay. You really are. Now it comes to the fact, if you're above that line, that's when you got to know business, because it's these little tweaks that make serious money. And they're only small little tweaks. Let's go through them. You guys, first of all, let's just dive in. If you don't know who I am, I'm Richard McCabe. I'm a salon coach. I've been a salon owner. I've been a hairdresser in the UK and in Australia. I currently live, I'm like a nomad. I'm nomad. I currently live northwest of England at the moment. Just bought a house here maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. And I also got a house in New South Wales in Australia, and I live there 3 months of the year. So I'm due to go back next month. Hopefully in August, I go back, and then back at Christmas. So I've been where you are. I've been successful. I've been in trouble. I've put the tax on the never, never. I've had a staff walkout. I'm sure we've all got stories to tell. The reality of things is, whatever crap happens to you, it's happened to most of us. Get over it, move forward, and actually start living life. That when you get to a certain level, that's what matters. It really does. So let's split it. 4 levels of a salon owner. Let's talk about this startup. Taking 0 to 100K, staff is you, 1 or 2 people, profit is 0. Your problem is you need clients and staff. That's it. If that's where you are, spend all your focus on getting bums on seats, nothing else. So if you are less than 100K right now, do nothing else but do marketing, marketing, and marketing, and that's it. And when you're full, take another staff member on, and then market and market and market until you fill that staff member, and then take another staff member on, and then you'll hit massive problems after that. But that's okay. We can deal with them other problems when they arise. Let's just get you full. By the way, we're going to talk about full at the moment. If you are full right now and making no money, there's something wrong. Let's just draw the line on that. A successful salon is a salon that's full and makes money. If you're full and you're not making money, something is out of whack. And today, hopefully, it's going to be your call. We can talk about it if you'd like to. Number 2, the war zone, which most people are going to sit into. It's quite simple. You range between 100 and 170K. You're VAT registered, of course. There's usually now you and 3 or 4 staff members. You're taking between 10 and 30 grand profit, which is sometimes quite annoying, because sometimes it's just enough for you to go, I'm doing okay. And that okay in your brain is enough for you to take your foot off the gas a little bit, right? But that little foot of the gas is one staff member leaves and we know it's going to hurt you. So you're not quite there yet, but you just go, I think it's okay. We're doing 170. I'm not too stressed until someone leaves. And then you go, crap, what do I do now? Now my profit's gone and now scared. Problem is your staff are usually unproductive. They're not doing 3 times wage. VAT starting to hurt. We call it GST in Australia. Bills are getting really high, especially your wage bill. You know, if your wage bill really is over 50%, guys, like there's trouble. If it's less than 50%, there's a good chance you're doing all the work. Staff leave, can't find staff, you're losing clients, and then you need that circle of finding new clients. Anyone in the war zone here? Anyone sitting around there and that sort of resonates with them? Yeah, I think most people are. Like, the reality is most people get to the war zone because it's easy to get to the war zone, which I'll tell you in a second how easy it is to get there. And then it's so hard to get out. I spent years here in this spot for 5 years until I got to a stage where my top stylist, who was shafting me, let me tell you, I knew he was cutting hair at home. He was stealing out the till. He was stealing products. And I was still scared to sack him until one day, the day when I grabbed his bags and his scissors and his hairdryer. I was in the UK at the time, and I threw them in the gutter on the main road and said to him, please excuse my French, get the fuck out of my salon. That's it. End of. Get out. And I chucked it, and he said, you can't sack me. I have rights. I went, you have no rights. Yeah, he took me to court. I had to pay him 2 weeks' money. It was worth every penny. And from that day forth, I promised myself I would never let a staff member have me over a barrel again, because you're just not big enough to make sure you can run your business like a business. So your staff have still got you, you know, especially a superstar member. And he was a superstar member. He crippled me for years, and he kept me from growing my business because I'm juggling all these plates trying to keep things alive, and scared. The fact is that I couldn't actually systemize my business because he'd do nothing. I couldn't get anything going on in my business or make it good because I had to be there and watch him all the time. It actually crippled my business. But most people are here. And it's I call it the war zone because just every day becomes a battle. You're battling to pay the bills, you're battling to keep the staff happy, you're trying to pay them more money, you're battling to fill the white spaces. It just becomes a battle every single day. You're putting fires out, business can't run without you. That's the war zone. But don't worry, when you move up to the next one, you're thinking, hey, Richard, if I only made 300 grand, I'd be happy. Yeah, there'll be another set of problems coming your way shortly. We just get to a stage where as we get a bit more business savvy, it becomes a bit easier because we get to sort of not be all about us. And when it's not all about us, we can then make business decisions. And that's the hardest thing for us because most of us are left brainers. We're creative. We went into hairdressing. I went to hairdressing because my career choices were very small, you know, at the time. Didn't need school with some great qualifications, fell into hairdressing, wanted to be an electrician, but they weren't taking on. So I ended up becoming a hairdresser, loved it, didn't care about the money. Money wasn't an issue until the day you get to a stage where you're in the war zone. And believe it or not, it's all about the money or lack thereof. You know, like, I don't know about you guys, I still get embarrassed when I hear people say, I pay my staff £9.50 or £10.10. And I'm thinking, surely you want to pay them more. Surely we do now. Well, someone's got to fill that pot to give the pot away. And that's what I believe, that, you know, if you are a real business person, and if your guys own salons, you are a business person. So let's move into the busy fool. I've been here myself as well. Your problem is really quite simple. Your takings are good enough where you think, well, I've got a pretty good business, right? I'm not doing too bad. I've got a bunch of staff. I'm maybe only working 1 or 2 days a week. The profit's 30 to 50K. And I'm thinking, any of you guys that pay yourself 50K, you're probably thinking, well, I'm doing all right. £1,000 a week. It's not too bad. Problem is, it's all about you again still. You become the busy fool. You're working so much on the business, so much in the business. You take time off. You know what it's like. I don't have to go into it. Your problem is staff are very unproductive. Like people tell me, we're fully booked. And why is your wage bill 50%? It can't be. It doesn't make sense. It's not just about pricing. VAT starts to hurt you again. Bills are starting to get high, especially wages. Staff leave, cannot find staff, lose staff. Yep. Clients start to drag it out. So you need to find new clients. It's all about you, and you have no time to train the staff. Anyone in this place, we call this the busy fool place. Hey, Max, that's you. Yeah. The reality is that it becomes really comfy slipper place, right, Max? It's not too bothered, you know, things are okay, got a bit of money, money's now not the issue. See, 2 steps back, it was all about the money. And then you get to the war zone, and it's just like the lack of money. Now you get to this stage and you're okay for money. Money's not the issue, but you've got no time to do shit. Like, it's true. You're just busy. And it's the next stage, Max, Get to that next stage and it's freedom. You're just this far away. But the problem is we're not in that much pain. It's not hurting you so much, is it really? But it's that next level that really makes the difference. Let me just talk about this next stage, and then we'll talk about life as a salon owner in the year 2022 and beyond, right? Because some of us have been lazy bees for a while. Lifestyle, right? You break that 300K, you got staff, it's all about them. You've suddenly got freedom. You want at least 100K profit. You should be. You should be running at least sort of 20 to 30% profit. That's what you should be at right now. So if you can hit that 300K mark and you've got a really good business and you've got your stock spend right, your staff are fairly busy, you'll have 100,000 profit. Now that's the place to be. And of course, you can get bigger and bigger as you go. Your staff become productive because you've got time to be a businessman. You're off the floor or you're working only very, very limited part-time, and you have time to train the staff and you're systemizing your business. By the way, we'll be in London again this year in September, teaching systems. So hit me up if you're interested in that. But the reality is most people on this call won't get as far as this. It's just we've literally only have 4 stages, and most people get stuck in the war zone, believe it or not, or the busy fool. And this is the lifestyle which we try and get you to. The majority of the one-man bands at the moment are going to be stuck here, in a very small area. We call them startups, and you can be in the startup for absolutely years. The war zone, I say, it starts getting a bit deadly, but eventually you need to take that step. You cannot stop getting there. Now let's go back to 2022 right now. One of the biggest issues we have at the moment, and let's talk about business in general, right? So I want to go real simple maths, okay? Because we'll keep it as basic as we can. Let's talk about you. No, I'm going to go really average person here. So if you're average, you should earn 50K in your business, 1,000 a week. Do you agree? I think you should be able to 1,000 a week. That's not too hard, right? You then get another staff member, they earn you 50K. Another staff member, they earn you 50K. Another staff member, they earn you 50K. By the way, we coach some people that each staff member is doing 100K. So you're going to double up pretty fast. So you've got to get at least 4 staff members for yourself to get yourself into that busy full mode, right? You also know, for example, if I get another 250K here, I'm in the lifestyle zone, right? That's it. So you got to count yourself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 staff members. So if you want to take you, to work on the business, let's put you there. You need 6 staff members full time. That's it. That's all you need. The problem we have is no one's got time to train these bookers. We can't get them to your level. So once you get to this level, you're going to be spending most of your time training these people. Now, we know right now, if you don't know where you are, you've been under a rock. It's nigh impossible, yep, to find a staff member of the quality that you want. So you're going to have to dedicate some of your working week to train these people. You're just going to have to get someone. You have to get a first year, second year, third year, and you're going to have to fast track these people along. And that's what we've been teaching in September. We did it last year, is you're going to have to get someone, and it takes them 2 years to get on the floor. And if you're savvy, you'll do it in 1 year, which means every year you got to take a first year on and get them on the floor within a year. And you just breed your own literally until you get there. You're printing money, because for every time once we get to a certain level, if you realize your rent doesn't go up, your stock doesn't go up by that much. So every time you get a new staff member, if they're on 30% like commission, so they get 30% of the 3 times their wage, out of that 50K, you get to keep 70% of that as yours. Most of it goes straight onto the bottom line as profit. But the problem is you've got to get there. Let's talk about reality. The reality is, this is the world we live in. Tell me if this is really you. You've got 6 staff. Next thing you know, 2 get pregnant and 1 leave, and you are in Buggery Street before you know it. And then you've got to spend the next 3.5 years getting yourself back to where you are now before you move forward. And then someone leaves, and someone you're just training an apprentice, I don't want to do it anymore. And then you're back to square one again. And that's the majority of everyone I know. So why don't we train 2 people? If we're going to lose 1, let's train 2. I remember many, many years ago, my old coach said to me, and it was Nergish, and she says to me, every single employee you have is going to leave. Remember that. So plan for them to leave. Yeah. So you want to stay big. I know we've got people on this call who work with us, not for us, they work with us. They're our clients. Their job is to make sure that their staff don't leave, and they work on it hard. They pay their staff a lot of money. They work on getting new people on the floor. So when staff do leave, naturally, someone's there to fill the space. How do you do that if you're in the war zone working all the time? It's nigh impossible. So you're going to have to get here fast. And the reality is most people can't do it on their own. Hence why this salon coach is coming out of the woodwork. The good thing is I don't do any manifestation rubbish at all. Mine's down to hard work and maths. Yep, I can make you money, but you're going to have to work for it. It's as easy as that. There's no magic wand or stare in a mirror and say 3 nice things and the money's going to come. Not going to work in my world. For me, it's all about knowing your numbers and knowing how to find effectiveness with your team, and you can make money with ease. How we get results, nice and simple. So let's dive in. I want to do a bit of teaching and then we'll open and speak to you guys, right? There's only 3 ways that we grow businesses. That's it, just the 3, right? Our job is to make sure that we work really hard with you guys as much as we can and keep you focused on the 3. How many? 3. Let's make sure you're with me, guys. Let's come on. I don't want to do a presentation here. It's supposed to be a nice go. She is scary, Beth. She definitely is. But yeah, she was my mentee. Yeah. So let's talk about new clients, right? Let's just dive in for a second and talk about new clients. Now, if you think about where you were in the zones, for the first one and the second one, you need to be absolutely right on that. So your job is really simple. Let me just open this up. Your job is to find somebody that's leaving a salon that needs to find another salon. Your job is to build that bridge. We believe that someone leaves a salon because there's a problem. They didn't get the blonde they wanted. Their hair's really dry. They keep them waiting. They abuse them. The wax didn't work. Whatever reason it is, you lose clients all the time because they just don't like you. They don't like your coffee. They don't like how your apprentice washes. Whatever it is, they just left. Other salons do the same. So we believe that if we know why somebody leaves, and if we know why they've left, if we build posts on the problem, we're building a bridge between the people that have left coming to us. I want you to try and remember every new client that comes through your door. I mean, you should be trying to collect as much info as you can off these people, but every single person was not born outside your salon. Believe it or not, they left a salon. And if they left a salon, it's because the salon didn't fix the problem for them. And your job is to figure out why. We believe there's 3 types of clients out there. Let me just make my pen a bit thinner. We believe we call them the greenies. They're about 3% of the people. You want a discount. You want people to walk in your door today, stick a discount on. 50% off. They'll come running and they'll also walk out as fast as they possibly can. The reds, these are your die-hard clients are going nowhere. That's also someone else's die-hard clients from another salon that'll never leave. Then we have the ambers. Now, the ambers are very special. There's 67% of these people that are looking to leave a salon right now. They're in a salon, could be your salon, and you're not treating them with enough respect and they're going to leave. And all it takes is you to mess up one more time. Just one more time and they've gone. So what we want to go is these ambers don't leave willy-nilly. They give you the second chance. They might even give you a third chance. So what we do is we want to make sure that we can raise our hand to these ambers, your salon, and go, hey, if you have balayage and you're looking to have balayage to look really quite good, so it doesn't go yellow and last a long time, come and see our balayage. We're pretty good at it. So what you need to do is speak to these amber people with all your posts on everything that you do. So the first thing you got to figure out is, who do you want? What are you good at? Are you good at blondes? Are you good at balayage? Are you good at cutting? Are you good at bobs? Are you good at covering gray? Are you good at waxing? Are you good at facials? Whatever it is that you're good at, then you got to find out who wants to pay you money for that. And then go and find out what their pain points are. What is their issue? Why are they leaving salons? And that's what your post should be on. God blimey, not your before and after, back of someone's head again. Do you think we're sick of seeing them? Forever, let me tell you that. And it's easy. We have a way with our clients. I can't divulge it here because it's unfair, but we have a way of diving into Google and finding out what are people putting into Google while they're leaving salons, and we just steal it and get you to make posts on it. Got to be the easiest way to get clients, right? You need to make sure you can get enough clients through your door. You know, don't forget, you're losing about 24 to 26. Once they're in, by the way, We try and grow most salons we work with by 10%. If you're doing 110 clients, whoa, get far ahead of yourself. If you're doing 100 clients, within a year, we want to do 110. I think that's doable. We can do that. So we can grow your business by 10% just by new clients with ease. Once we know what clients you want and what problems they've got. And then, of course, we need to get them back in the door. We don't want to be a one-hit wonder. We've got to learn, how do we get our clients to return? The thing that's good becomes bad very quick. Let me explain. Way back when, I think Forrest, one of the first computer systems to go, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to put in something that's really going to help our business. It was called a book now button. Let's book online. Everyone wants to book online. Do you know how many people want to book in the middle of the night? Yeah, okay, let's buy a book now button. And then our rebooks went down because clients go, I'm going to book online. And our staff go, do you want to rebook or do you want to book online? Because we were pushing booking online. And now we have no control when the clients come back because they're all booking online. Problem is the online booking system doesn't realize that when we look at someone's hair and go, we could do a half head of foils in that time. We just need to speak to them. So we can go, she's only got 5 hairs on her head. Book her in here with Mavis. Mavis will do it. So we know that clients aren't rebooking like they used to. We also know clients are dragging out their appointments. The reality is if you do balayage right now, people are dragging out to 18 weeks. The maximum you're going to see people is twice a year. Well, you're not 1.5 times a year max. It's just not enough. You know, they used to come years ago weekly. And then when they got rid of the shampoo and sets, they would blow dry the hair. They used to come every 6 weeks. And in my day, they pushed it out for about 10 weeks. And nowadays, it's all the way past up to 18 weeks. Do you know how many clients you need if they don't come back before that? You know, you probably need every single client you've got in town. So we try and work on a strategy to go, how do we get this back? How do we get this back? And I think you saw, I did something the other week about, you know, if a client decides to come just 1 week less, it's going to be at least 50 to 60 grand less in your pocket this year, like, or mega money if you're doing, you know, 300,000 plus. Really quite simple. So your job, I don't care how you do it, is to get clients to return faster. You're going to have a pot of clients that absolutely loves you and adores you. And you're going to have another client that they're dragging it out, these buggers. They don't care. But the reality is, they can't afford you. They've had a child, their kid's going to university, they've moved house, whatever it is, they can't afford you like they did. So we have to do something. So I give these a bundle or a discount. And I get them to return to my junior staff members. And I build a strategy that's going to last for the whole year to make sure that happens. And we do that, and we get you a 10% increase in your business. We're now on 20%. Not bad, hey? Most people can't even get 20% in a year. We can do it with pretty much easy. And the last one, of course, the EXP, the experience. Most people leave a salon because it's inconsistent more so than the price or the haircut. Do you not think that's ridiculous? 25 years ago, my coach Nergi said to me, if you had a salon full of Eddie Steadies that just plodded along, but they did everything perfect, or you had a salon next door with superstars, let's just close it. The reality is that most people would go to the Eddie Steadies. They want to know how long it takes, and it's the same every single time. They want to know the price, how much it is, and how much exactly it is every single time. They want to make sure that when they sit at a basin, when they sit in a chair, when they look in the mirror, everything needs to be the same. They want to make sure it's comfortable. When they don't know and they have to guess, they leave. Which means if I go to Max and Max cuts my hair and he goes, great consultation, really showed me how to look after my hair at home, got me to rebook. I then come back and went and saw Dave, and Dave doesn't do a good consultation. I'm not going back to the salon, not just to Dave. I'm not going back. We live in a world where clients can Google anything and see anything. And if I'm in a salon and I hear a great consultation done next to me and the guy doing my hair does not give me the same, my mind is this guy being pushy next door, or am I the one not getting the service properly? The reality is, from your first year apprentice right up to your senior stylist, everyone has to do it the same way. That's how businesses get done. We expect it to look like that. Imagine going to buy a brand new Apple and you open the box and it's not been charged anymore. Geez, would have a fit. My friend's was charged. And you got headphones. I didn't get headphones. I got an empty box. Nothing's in there. The reality is we expect it to be a certain standard. And the experience we talk about is that when you try and get the client in the door, you know, the good client comes in the door, they expect a certain system for what they're paying for their money. And you have to hit that. And it has to be consistent. So somewhere along the line, you're going to have to work on this. Now, if we work on this correctly, we believe we can get a 10% increase in someone's business with their average bill with ease. So we can quite simply get an extra 10% in here. And that's how we get clients a 30% increase. We work on their marketing as best we possibly can. We work on getting to clients to return. We build a system for that. And then we work on their rebooks and their retail and their add-ons and their treatments to get that extra 10% in there to push them 10% up. A quick question before we open up for a second. How many of you actually work on your business, even just like this little drawing I've just done right now? How many of you spend time for this on your business? Come on, it's time to be honest. Let me have time for me, hydrate and have a cup of my tea. Come on, guys, don't go AWOL on me now.
Yeah, not spending enough time.
Oh, who's talking to me? Who's that?
It's Beth.
Yeah, definitely. It's just not enough. Hey, it's the way it goes. It's life is we decide to spend not much, just posting a few pictures. Yeah. The reality is, if you could do this on your own, you would. Like, simple. We don't need help. If I went to the gym on my own and wanted to go 3 times a week and get fit, I would. You can see I don't, because otherwise I would, wouldn't I? So first of all, I need a personal trainer to get me there, but now that's not even working with me. So the reality is, you've got to be able to stay focused on this. And most of us, especially the fact that we've got to work against us, we're hairdressers. We can't focus on anything. You know, we just don't. So the most you can, if you possibly could, I promise you would make money. Most people don't do it on their own because they can't. They promise themselves they do and they do not. It's not like that. Thank you for your honesty, Beth. But the reality is, like Pamela says no, Stacey says no, Max says not me, I've never had the time, 60 hours a week on the floor. Max, you're on stage 3, you should be milking it in. Still doing 60 hours, what's going on? Yeah, crazy. Hey, everyone thinks you're making it, man. Everyone thinks he's loaded. This Max has got it easy, works for himself. Okay, he's killing it. Yeah, killing himself. But yeah, it's the life we live, by the way. Too busy cutting hair on social media to spend time on anything now is a difficult circle. It is. I'm knackered, says Max. Yeah, I mean, let's be really honest, right? I was in London not that long ago with a bunch of salon owners and my best clients, the ones that are making some serious money. And when I say serious money, majority of them I've spoken to them have got a wad of cash in their bank from working with me for the 1 year, like a real serious wad of amount of money. And I did a question and I said, how many of you, hands up, how many of you now have made more money working off the floor than working on the floor? And 100% of them made more money not cutting hair. 100%. The reality is you've got to make that transition, which is very hard because we deal with humans and we're human and we feel sorry for our clients. And we all know we can't say no to our staff or clients. But the serious thing here is most of you on this call are business owners, and we forget that we're just hairdressers or salon owners. You own a business. So in a business, you have a role to play, and your role is to take your salon to growth, enough money so you can pay your staff lots of money so they never leave you, because where else would they get paid the same? Nowhere. That's our goal, right? The reality is we don't have time for that because we're too busy working and working and working and working, which we call it the busy fool for a reason. Like Max has summed it up. Yeah, he is the busy fool. He's working 60 hours a week, but he's making money, you know, hasn't got time to spend it, hasn't got time to live a life. But Max is like just almost there. He just needs to realize, how do I systemize all this? How do I make all this happen without me being all the biggest fool in the salon? Because that's what's happened. Max, I've been there many times. Like the aha moment when you get it, it's going to be beautiful. Let me tell you, because you're this close. You really are. Gathering all the facts first, breaking it down to look at myself. Everyone's structure is key. I just got into it. Yeah, I think this is the day you know how to get clients in the door, the day you've set up a system to get them to come back, the day you know your numbers well enough, the day you know where the holes are in your business, that's where you should be putting your effort. Like reality is. right now, if I worked with Max over the next year, we could make him 100 grand with ease, with him working half the hours he works, and he'll go, I didn't believe you at the beginning. Most don't. They honestly, Max, they just don't. But it's that next level. That's where it is, and you're so close, but you don't, because you get so busy doing it. I can't stop. The bills are all big. I can't stop now. Yeah, you get on that hamster wheel, mate. You just keep on running. Don't stop, otherwise you'll fall off. And we've all been there. But anyone who gets that next level is what matters. And we've got 3 or 4 stages to get through. Wherever you are on your client journey, we talked about this back here. There is a journey. We're all on this journey. Like, you've got to make sure you've got to realize that you are going to move up a step, and there's still going to be extra issues. Then you're going to move up a step, there's going to be extra issues. But then once you get to that top step, your issues become real different, because it's not all about you. You lose staff and you don't sweat it. Everything is down pat. I try to convince you before we move forward a second. Hopefully we're convinced that, like, where you're at, you should know what needs to get done. Like, let's just talk about how long it takes to get a staff member full. Like, the reality, we talked about this before. An average salon keeps 17% of new clients that come through the door. A good salon keeps 25, and a great salon keeps 50, which means your marketing has to be right to get the right client in the door. If you just got 100 people in the street, these clients don't belong to you. They just don't belong, Yeah, Elaine, I'm at the beginning of my journey making change, already starting to see a difference. Yeah, you are. Elaine joined us not that long ago. The reality is, we have to get 3 stages up. It's not just about the money. It's what you need to learn as you go through. Like, Max knows how to have a good salon because he's got clients. He's busy enough. He's making that much money. We know he's got a good salon. It's that next level has nothing to do with what he knows already. The next level is what he doesn't know yet. And that's where everyone gets to. We all get it. Each level, you have to learn something new, otherwise you can't get up. You just stay where you are. Our job, hopefully, and your job, is to make sure that if you've got the right clients in the door, they stay. If you know how to get the right client, when you find the right client, there's a good chance they're going to stay longer, which means that your retention rate goes up, which means you get people on the floor faster, which means your wage bill comes down, which means you make more money. And the difference to this is huge. It literally is, you can do it over a year, or you can do it in about 20 weeks. And that's it. It's just time. You find the right client, give them some love, get them in the door, and they stay. The next one, of course, actually, I don't think I'm showing you this. Let me just show you something about clients, because you might get this. I'm going to show it this week in a video, but at least you guys get to see it ahead of everyone else, right? Let me just, this is you. We're going to call this your salon. When you first start, each circle is a person, right? You've opened up, everyone go, hey, Max has opened up a new salon. Let's go to Max. I've heard he's really good. Hey, you want to go to Max? I had my haircut last week. He's really quite good. And that's how we grow, right? Almost 100% of the people we get when we open our business are referrals, right? Almost 100%. And then it dries up, and then it gets less. And then no one's talking about you anymore, because they've ran out of people to tell about you. There's no one left they know. And then you've got to go over here to a whole new pot of people so they can start talking about you again. But these people don't know you exist because they're not connected to anybody else you're already doing. And that's why your marketing has to be on point, because you will run out. There's so many uncles, aunts, and friends that people have before they stop talking about you anymore, and everyone comes, and the circle all ends, and that's why salons, once they get to a certain level, they realize it all dries up. And it only takes one link to break. Picture this, one link broken because Max didn't treat me well this week, and you've lost the whole lot because they're going to a different salon. They're going down here to your competitors. That's how life is, by the way. You lose one, you lose 5. You all know that. We've all been here before, right? Yeah. Getting clients to return. Look at this difference. We believe 8 weeks, you can do roughly about 240 based on 30 clients a week. So full-time senior, you can do 30 clients a week. Over 8 weeks, they need 30 a week, 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 gets to 240, right? That means with an average bill of 50, which I think most people on this call, that's an average bill of 50, your stylist is worth 78K to you. If clients decide to drag it out 1 week, it's worth 68K to you. If they drag it out another week, then it's worth 62,432,000, which should say 62K, and then 59. There's a pattern here. For every week your clients are dragging it out, you will lose 10 grand per stylist. I think I wrote down here. So if you've got 5 staff members, you will lose 50K. But here's the unique thing. If you're at 12 weeks, 14 weeks, 16 weeks, and you brought it in just 1 week, it'll be worth 10,000 to you per staff member. So you've got 5 staff members right now. You find out what your average week is between appointments. And I say anywhere between sort of 14 to 16 is where the UK industry standard is at the moment. If you pull that back just 1 week, it's worth 10 grand per staff member you have in the door. So if you want to make an easy 50K, one of you guys, start working on making sure you get your clients to return 1 week sooner. It's worth a hell of a lot of money that no one ever tracks. I think I'm the only coach that teaches it. I don't think anyone else does. And of course, we've got, hey, our third 10% increase is let's rise the experience and rise the average bill. Let's just say we'll start here, 35K. If you've got a 35K average bill right now, which is really excessively low, of course, and over 52 weeks, 3,500, we believe 182. If we lifted that by another 5, so if we went to 40, we can get 208 with no more clients up. We haven't increased the clients yet. You see, the reality is the 3 things that we've talked about so far, they are so important. Can you see how we sort of say Max was a busy fool? Sorry to pick on you, Max, but just you the one who just said you were there. Thanks for that. Like even here right now, you can see the difference between, I mean, for every 5, it sort of goes up about 30K, right? For every £5 that goes up with an average salon, that has 100 a week, and it's pretty massive. So if you've got your average bill up by, let's say, £10, and you got your clients to return an extra week, there's a lazy 100 grand right now sitting in your business that you don't know anything about. It's a fact. And I'm going to challenge Max. I don't think he even earns 100 grand in his salon, which means if he got off the floor tomorrow and did this, he'd make 100 grand. He'd be making money. He'd be making more money than he is now. It's a fact. It's amazing how people don't know this, but it's the effort that really makes a difference because we don't know what to do. It's key. It really is absolutely huge. I think I got to the entry here. Cool. Yeah, it's your choice. Right? Our goal was not to do a big presentation. I've not had to market us in 3 years. We've been open and now we are plateauing. So now you know why. You just ran out of people that know who you exist. You've now got to go and fish in a whole new pond and start your marketing good. But also, if you've been open, Max, with a lot of clients and you're busy, you need to start working on your clients that are lapsed, clients that are dragging it out, because it doesn't take a lot of clients to drag it out for you to see real massive holes in your business, or clients that have just not come back because you've just ignored them. Hands up. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing for a second. And you've got your cameras on. Hands up who go to a beautiful restaurant and go, I had a beautiful time. It was fantastic. Hands up who's been to a nice restaurant. Hands up who hasn't been back to that nice restaurant. For no other reason, they just forgot. It's not been on their mind. Yeah, we just forget, right? That's it. We just do. Your clients are no different to us. We still like it. We don't, not bad. We just didn't think about it. Poor Max, bless his cotton socks. He's been busy. So if I want a client of Max, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to phone him a Saturday. Can Max fit me in? No, it's too busy. Okay. Can Max fit me in? No, it's too busy. Okay. I'm not going to call Max again. Max has now got white spaces. He's not busy anymore, but I'm calling John because John can get me in. Max is too busy. They don't know he's now got gaps, of course. You see, that's how things tend to happen in our business. Being busy is good. Being too busy for too long is actually bad for business long term. Right, guys. So we were at the end. It took way too long than expected. That was about a 10-minute presentation, which was about 45, which wasn't my plan, by the way. So my plan was quite simple. Was just to have a chat and speak to you guys and try and find out. So hopefully at the end of this presentation, you know where you are. You know roughly which stage you're at. You should know what you need to work on to get to the next level. You either can do it on your own or you're going to reach out to me. Like I said, we're going to come out and message you next few days to go, hey, what do you think? Do you want to chat with me? You'll go, no, you're going to try and sign me up. Yes, I am. I'm going to hoodwink you. I'm going to steal your firstborn child until you do. The reality is that our job is to help you make money of things that you don't know yet. And we do it well. And you can either do it on your own or you need to find help. There's plenty of coaches out there that can help you. Angie says it really works. Angie's one of my best clients, bless her cotton socks. You can ask Angie some questions if you want to. She's been working with me for a year. Let's unmute Angie for a second. Come on, Angie, have your hour of power. Come on, come on, come on. Beef me up a little bit. Say some nice things.
Hello. No, I just wanted to tell the truth, really. I've been working with you after COVID for probably 18 months. My salon, I've had my salon for 26 years, and you know, I'm not boasting, I'm bigging Richard up. I turned over £1 million for the first time from April to April last year. And this is with the strategies that I took from Richard and how we recruited new staff. We went from, I didn't actually even know how long my clients were returning in between weeks before I met Richard. And when I found out that it was 16 weeks that in between clients, I was absolutely horrified. We've now got it down to 11. My rebookings were under 30%. It's not something I really looked at before now. And because I was making a little bit of money, I wasn't really looking at the key or 5 dials, which he'll talk to you about, and some key points. My rebookings are now every single week over 60%, so I'm spending much less money on having to market because the girls are doing it themselves. All I would say is try it, because what it does is, like, if you're running a marathon, you get yourself a gym coach. And I had been in business, I've been doing okay, but I just needed to be answerable to somebody. I phone Richard every single week on a Tuesday morning, and we just have 20 minutes business discussion, which is invaluable. Sometimes we don't even go over figures. I just moan to him about my staff. It's tough out there, everybody. That's all I can say. You know, as business owners, I had felt battered after the whole COVID thing, and it's fantastic to be in a group with other business owners talking about what is going on, and all of the same old rubbish that we all have to deal with on a regular basis. It's just a bit more softer when you're doing it with the whole group of lovely people. They are Richard, and he's not paying me, by the way. I'm just telling you the truth.
Thank you, Angie. Let me mute you out. Cool. So let's tell it. Like, this is not my show. I said to you right at the beginning, it's something I've not done before. We don't normally do it as an open meeting like this. So you must have had some questions that you want to go. Let's talk about my business, which is you guys, and I'm more than happy to help you right now. Go, hey, this is where your problem is. This is where you should aim for if you want to do that. I will reach out if you like I say, and we'll speak. But like, let's get personal. Let's just open up and have a chat. We can do that. Anyone want to speak? Anyone got any questions? Or do you want to pick on one of you? Should I just pick on somebody? Shall I? Hey, Beth, you're moving about too much. Let's do you. Let's unmute you. Let's talk about you for a second.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine, Beth. How are you?
Okay, I'm fine. Yeah, so I'm in that position of, yes, I'm still with a corporate company, but I have recently jumped around a wee bit recently. So I'm doing 3 to 4 days with a corporate company, but I'm also, because I'm working away from the area, I'm also doing 2 days freelance. So I'm spinning 2 plates. I need to, and yeah, I'm obviously wanting to work very closely with my new franchisee, but I also want to look after myself as well. So probably got another 10-15 years to give, and I just want to pay it forward to everybody who I work with, and also pay a bit back to myself. So that's where I'm at.
Awesome. Thanks, Bethy. Nice to meet you out. We've met many times before, and hopefully one day we do get to work together. We know why we can't at the moment, but let's hope we do one day. Beth Parrish, let's unmute you. I thought it looked like you were going to unmute yourself. So how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, great. Thank you. Do you have a salon?
I do. Yeah, I've had the salon now for
13 years.
Well, it's been there 13 years, but I took it on 9 years ago, and we've had a family in between that, and it's served a purpose, isn't it? And then COVID, and now I'm back on the floor more, but like you said, I think that is the wrong thing I'm doing, and I think it's because we lost a lot of staff through COVID.
Looking at your strategy, the staircase strategy that you had, we've very much gone from relatively high up to kind of falling backwards because of the lack of staff and the pressures that have been placed upon us through salaries and expenditure. And so Beth has kind of gone back onto the floorboard, and it's probably not working as well as it should. So
there's a few things that's not going to work for you, to be truthful, Beth, is that COVID hit a lot of people hard. We had a absolutely tremendous year for our clients, because we sort of taught them a little bit in lockdown, which was great. They had a lot of strategies. And then when we hit in April, most people made a crap load of money for that year with us, and everyone else was struggling out there. So we sort of didn't feel the pain as much as most people. But the one thing we do realize now, a year on, is that and I warned about this a year before, staff enjoyed getting paid watching Netflix for nothing. You can't take that away from them anymore. Like, they enjoyed that. They also realized, a bit like us, is like, we want to travel the world a bit more. We want a lifestyle. We want to get to the end faster and quicker than ever before. We don't want to mess around anymore. The last thing people want is a job. They don't want to work 5 days a week for minimum wage. We know that exists. So my experience, and people here like Angie, I know she didn't mention this, but I'm going to just say something that was so beautiful about her. She, after London, she went back to her team, and they have every single one a 5% pay rise, some more than that, to go. Everyone's talking about inflation. We don't talk about it in our salon because I've paid you enough to cover it all. Let's shut up about it. Let's move forward. Most people most people can't afford to do that. So your staff are scared. Your staff don't want to struggle with their mortgage. If you walked in tomorrow and said, here's all a $5,000 rise, let's not worry about inflation anymore, they would love you. The problem is you can't afford it. So you're in a situation. But your brain, like you said, you was up the ladder and you've come down. Your brain is there. Your muscle memory of making money in the salon is good. So you can do it really fast. You've done what every other person did, which I remember someone said to me, you don't do that, Richard. And I did it for years. You contract yourself. So you suddenly go, oh, if I go on the floor, I'm going to pay a wage bill, which means then, yeah, that's the most worst thing to do, because you should be standing at the helm, getting a staff member to fill, and then go, right, how do I fill all these holes? Like, you can literally make so much more money by not working. You can make $1,000 a week easy, getting your other staff busy, and then seeing the staff members, but they don't want to work hard anymore. So you really got to be good at this, and you're in the same boat as most. Like, it's not like you alone. The reality is you can make 30% in 1 year. So if you're doing 200 grand, you can easily get to 290. Easily. And that's it, you can breathe again then. But you just
one quick question. What is your thoughts on freelancing at the moment? Because obviously I feel the industry has changed. There's a massive shift that everyone just wants to go off and do their own thing and open up their own salons, and and we have a freelance, our salon is potentially mostly freelancers, and I feel like we're at such a risk at the moment because they're so in control of everything.
They are, and 50% of the population in hairdressers now are freelance. Yeah, which is great for them, because they've got their cake and eat it. So I'm going to take it really simple, because I'm trying to get the cow. We'll just keep it really simple. Yeah. Let's just say you've got an employee, and they all take you 100 grand a year. The first one rents a chair off you, and they pay you 20 grand a year. Yep, they get the 80, and you get 20. You're going to need a hell of a lot of people in there renting chairs off you to make money. Because you're only making 20 out of that. Out of that 20, you're paying your rent, your bills. Anyone who has a full-on rent chair, usually what that means is it's just your wage is what's sort of free, Angie, by the way, employs 24 team members, and they earn more money that they couldn't afford to go self-employed, which is true. It is true, by the way. Let's say we go commission, and most people are doing the 50-50 because they think that's fair, so it means that someone's got 100K, it's actually 50 to 50, but it's not really, is it? Because you've got all the bills to pay. So it's probably going to be more like they walk out with 50, and you end up with 5 out of that. If you employ them, you take all the risk, but at least if you get things correct, you're going to get 70 and they get 30. So out of each person, you should make 70 grand out of them. And that's the strategy that most people work on. You can earn, a lot more if you employ them, but it's a bigger gamble, but you got to know your stuff. If you're down on the rent a chair a bit, I don't think there's enough people. If you imagine you have one person in your salon, and they don't earn you 100 grand anyway, do they? They probably earn 50. So you're probably going to get 10 grand off at best. You're going to need 10 staff members to get you 100,000. It's just not a good enough livable wage for me. Does that help at all?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
I'll come to you in a second, Max. Perfect. The reality for me is, and it's the first place to start when you work with us, and the first place you should be starting right now is, what do you want out of life? Like what do you want? Like, do you want a Range Rover Sport? Do you want to live in 3 different countries? Do you want to go on holiday for 5 weeks a year? A salon owner, a business owner, takes the risk, so they should be able to get that life, I think. You know, some people just go, I just want full-time money but work part-time hours until my kids go to school. That's fine. That's what you want. But if you start going rent a chair, you're just a landlady and you can't charge enough because they don't want to pay. They're not loyal to you, you know, and you've got no control over how people get treated. So I don't like that method, but that's only because I like to nurture people. I like to train them and make them good. You know, I don't want a ready-made, I don't want 10 of me in a salon. Geez, I wouldn't want to work there, you know. One of me's hard some days. You know, you get 10 chips on the shoulder attitude people. You know what it's like when they're renting a chair. It's all about them, isn't it? So that's me. So yeah, anyone we see that struggles with salon owner, these have a mixture of self-employed and non-self-employed, because you can't make enough money. But,
okay.
Does that help?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Thanks.
Okay, let's mute you out, because otherwise you get money at top end, but you don't get to keep any. Hey Max, let's mute you. Let's you had your hand up. Let's talk.
Hey, can you hear me? I just wanted a bit of to give Beth a bit of advice. So I opened my salon only 3 years ago, and everyone that works for me is employed, and I've made it crystal clear as day that if any of them wanted to go self-employed, I get it and I support it, but it wouldn't be within my salon. And when I first opened, I had the ethos of, oh, if I pay you well enough that you don't want to leave, and I do think that works to a degree. But one thing that I ventured into this year was but when I was struggling to hire people and I wasn't even getting anybody applying, what can I do to make that package more attractive, other than just I pay slightly more than the other local salons? And even they're small things they're things that cost me as a business a small amount of money, but they make, I think COVID's done one thing, is made people want security more. So we now offer like gym memberships, private healthcare, things like that, and it isn't available across all stylists. It's more available to my upper end, so that gives you encouragement for promotion, so that as you work your way up the ladder within the salon, you get more perks. And so far, touch wood, it seems to be working. And I do think the industry as a whole, I'm quietly confident will go full circle, because I'm currently advertising for an assistant and no one's applying, because I feel like school leavers at the minute, there's like the lowest intake of hairdressers globally at the moment. And a lot of that reason is because there is no one to train them, because if you're a self-employed salon, you can't justify an apprentice, so therefore you can't justify the time and the expense investing in training the hairdressers tomorrow. So I think the industry needs to shrink slightly, because we're sort of overpopulated and there's so many salons. And I've been saying to my staff recently, I think that, you know, the impending recession and inflation, it will be sort of the survival of the fittest. And that if you look through history, we kind of need this every now and then to cull out the weak and hopefully be the stronger ones that survive. Yeah.
No, I totally I might agree with everything you say.
I've actually got a best friend who had opened her salon 4 years before mine, and I've always before opening my shop, I always wanted to be just like her. And actually all of her staff are self-employed. They all rent a chair. They was all employed at one point, and they gradually one by one went self-employed, and she allowed it. And on the surface and on social media, she appears more successful than my salon, and she's definitely busier and does more clients than my salon. And we've actually had many a conversation how for her it's her biggest regret, because I actually take more money home than she does, but she's got a busier salon.
Yeah.
And so what she's doing now is she's employed one person, and her salon space wise is kind of at capacity, so she's gradually trying to turn it back around and bring it back more towards employment.
This is something that we've spoken about, because like you said, of your friend, we was employed, and then we slowly let them, they're not renting a chair, they're percentage based.
Fear of losing that really good stylist. Like, even if one of my top seniors who earns me £7,000 to £10,000 a month in turnover, if they wanted to rent a chair, then I'd be going, okay, that's great, go and find somewhere to do that.
Right. Yeah,
I'm not saying that
I feel
doesn't
like I've
scare me. It
lost a
does
little
scare
bit
me
of
to say
confidence
goodbye.
and the control element of it, and this is where I'm like, I'm swimming a little bit out of my depth. I'm struggling to replenish staff.
Yeah.
And why is that? Because, you know, we're very well known, and
But that's the issue I had, is finding good staff, and it is hard. It is so hard. But my advice for that would be, is I've poached people. I've spent hours on Instagram, like reaching out to people, because sometimes they're unhappy where they are, but they're not looking. But if you go to them and go, hey, would you come and work for us? And by the way, you'd also get this, 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 and this. My most recent senior member, Paige, has been in the salon. She joined me 4 months ago. She had been in the salon she'd been in for 9 years. And she said she has never earned the amount of money that I'm paying her.
yes, yeah. I do think it is security. Like you say, it's security over.
Thanks, Max. I'm going to need you out 1 second. Yeah, so Beth, it depends what sort of salon you want. So, for example, if you just want to go and drink pina coladas and don't care about anything, then the rent coming in is fine. You'll get a little bit of money, but you get no dramas. But I don't know about you, but I came a salon owner, and I like teaching people, and I like moving people forward, and I'd like making a bit of money as well. You know, I've now realized that, you know, that life's all about some nice things in life, and we'll get there eventually. And Max, we're quite weird. We had a guy who's in with us. He said to me probably 2 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, the first time ever I've applied for an apprentice and I got nothing. So we given some advice, and we said, go and do this. And he did go and do this. Angie's done this many times before, but he did this, and he's got 2 people, maybe a third within days. So what he did was he made a video. He got his team to do the video of like how fun it is in the salon. What's it like working for you? Put it on Instagram, and people now see what you're like. You know, no, you got to be different and stand out a bit more, you know, and you tell me you are a bit different. For me, when you worked for me, you know, we decided 1 year to, by the way, you guys just say you can't find staff. One year we decided that we wanted to pay someone to fly around the world from Australia to Paris to London and back again. Take your boyfriend with you. Once you hit target every week, you put a marble in a bowl. We scoop the bowl around the end of the year, and bang, we'll pay for that. It cost about 10 grand. That's it. But for a year, we made so much money, it was stupid. Now, the next time I advertised for somebody, I got loads of people wanted to work for me. You see, the reality is when you apply yourself to find clients, it's the same mode. Remember I said to you before, like, what are your clients, why are they leaving salons for? So think about this. Who is it you want? Let's just play a little game of let's find the stylist game, right? Who is it you want? So let's start. Just anyone between 16 to 21, you're going to have to mother them and nurture them and take them from don't make their beds to you know, actually becoming some sort of, I don't know, talking machine. They'll talk to people at the end of the 5 years, right? That's all they'll do. But the difference is they'll be loyal to the death of your salon. If you go 25, so they've been messed around already by somebody else, 25 to 30, maybe 25 to 31, 32, they want the best training in the world. They want competitions. They want to be known. They want the KK moment. They want to brag to their friends. They want good money. They do traveling. They do this, and this. Over that time, they're starting to have kids, right? Now they want part-time. And then, of course, once you break 40, they don't want to be retrained. Oh, no, don't try and train me after 40. Just let me turn up and do my thing and go. So think about who you want. And then what is their biggest annoyance? And advertise it. So, Max, if you like people between 30 and below because you want to train them yourself, tell them how good you are, how much money they can make, what they can do, what's their bragging rights. And like that's what you want to show about. Like we have the best training from A, B, C, and D. We do this, money, this, you can grow, you can move up the ladder. That makes a difference. That's not going to attract any 40-year-old. They're not interested in that. So you've got to speak to your audience, same as your advertising. And that's how I suppose, you know, we get people that when we work with us, they send us the ad, we read the ad, send it back to you, all a load of rubbish. I wouldn't apply for that. You know, most of you guys are applying for a job. Come and work for me. You'll work. Think about this. Think Max's job. Come work for me. It's 60 hours a week, and you can work like a dog. We'll pack it, stack and pack you, and we'll give you good money. They'll go, I want the good money, but don't stack and pack me. You know, I don't want to work hard. So you got to make it sound a bit more sexier than like what it is. And to be honest, they're not like we were in our day. In our day, we would clean the floor with toothbrushes, you know, or whipped. That was us. You know, and your day's a bit different, you know, and it changes as we go through. Beth, thank you so much for your input. Let's mute you out.
Thank you.
No problem at all. Anyone else have anything you want to talk about? Because I'm loving this, by the way. We've a bit over the hour, which is good, but it's good to, if for you guys to speak. Any issues you'd like to help with, or anything you've seen tonight and go, hey, I'm interested in that. Like I say, first, I put a link in there if you want to book a call. Just book a call with me. If not, I'll be reaching out to you anyway to chat. It's not a sales call, by the way. We literally have stopped taking random people on. We went mentally crazily busy for a while. I couldn't cope, don't want to cope that big. So we've been trying to lose a few clients so we to get a nice balance effect for us. So now we've got to handpick people because it's my party. And I'm going to invite people.
Hi, Richard.
Hey, Pam, how are you?
I'm good. Well, I've had a busy salon.
Yep.
And and now I'm back down to myself with 2 apprentices and 1 part-timer. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be nice to just get everything into place and go straight up to the top level to like the living lifestyle? Is there any way one can just skip the middle part?
Well, you can't skip it, but you just have to learn it fast. So for example, like the reality is, if you took on 2 more apprentices in 6 months' time, and you said to yourself, right, my job is to get these 2 apprentices on the floor within 6 months. That's all you have to do. And I mean, it's like driving a car, isn't it? Like driving a car used to be 22 hours worth of drive time. In Australia now it's 99 hours. That's it. When I first started sitting behind a wheel, I don't know how I did this. Like, what, you want me to move my feet, change the gears, look in my mirror, indicate, put the wipers on, pull out. I couldn't do 15 things. It's like tapping your belt. But nowadays, I jump in my car and sometimes I'm not even thinking, how the hell do I get to work? I'm not even look where I'm going half the time. I just jump on, go press autopilot, Richard, and just start chatting. So it's just a matter of time. So we can get, who says it's 2 years to get someone on the floor? Like, who says it's a year? It's how much time they can do training. If you can train them faster, it actually happens. You can't have to harvest. Yes, that's totally good. So the reality is these 2 people, you said yourself, in 6 months they're on the floor, and in 6 months' time you take 2 more people on where they are now and then get them on the floor. But you've got to master how to find clients to fill them up. You've got to master how to get clients to come back. That's what takes the time, because like anyone can grow their business. Like you can literally put an advert out tomorrow, free hairdressing, you're going to be full. Haircuts for £1, you're going to be full. But they're going to leave the moment you put up to £3. So your job is to nurture and grow. You have to go through the steps, but you can fast track that. There's a girl in my group, actually. I remember meeting her 2 years ago. We sat in a room. Actually, I'm lying. It was 3 years ago, just before COVID hit. And she had from 0 to 22 staff in 1 year, within 10 months. I went, geez. I went, we need to speak. She wasn't a client of mine. I went, you need to come and join me. And she went, yeah. I'm too busy. I'm just working. I'm too busy. And a year later, she finally joins me. How many staff you got? 5. What happened? You went from 22 staff fully booked to 5. And now she's finding it hard to get back up to that 22 because all the clients have left. She had no foundation. She hadn't got a clue what she was doing. She was winging it. And there's too many. I mean, Angie has 22 staff. Doing 22 staff without having Angie's business brain, you can't do it.
No.
And like I said before, I think I said to Beth, she has the muscle memory in there how to do this because it's already there. The reality is it needs to come back. But yeah, you got to learn the cogs of the wheel.
It would be helpful maybe also to get some figures regarding beauty salon, because I see all your figures regarding salons, hairdresser, but I don't think I can get quite the parallel to a beauty salon.
Yeah, I think like my UK coach, who's a beautician, she owns a beauty salon. She's also my girlfriend. So beauty is exactly the same. Just beauticians are the ones that need to change, not my numbers. And I'll explain that for a second. So we say, for example, 30 clients a week. That's what we say. And if I said to you, and you'll say the same answer that every beauty person says, how many clients do you think your therapist should see in a week or in a day?
Well, 1 per hour.
1 per hour. So you're just doing facials, are you, or massages?
Nails, facials, pedicures, lashes.
Perfect.
Waxing. Most of those treatments, I mean, except for eyebrows and tinting, most of them are all an hour.
Cool. So indirectly, your one therapist that works at your salon should be able to do 7 people a day.
Yes, and
Yep.
tidying up and lunch.
Yeah. So 7 a day times 5 days a week. That's 35 a day.
Okay.
So in a week, 35.
Yes.
What's your average bill? It's got to be £30, £40, surely.
About, yeah, 35 pounds.
Okay, so 35 times 35. I wonder if I can get my calc up fast enough. Anyone good at maths, quicker than me? Come on, guys. What's 35 times 35?
I don't know.
I've got it here. So 1,225 a week is what you expect your ladies to take, times 48 weeks of the year, gives us a 58,800 is fully booked for your salon for one staff member.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Never looked at it that way. Yes.
Yeah, 58,800. Now the question is, do your staff earn you 1,225 a week?
Nope.
Cool. So the question you got to ask yourself is why?
Well, they're only part-time, and I'm on the floor, and I've got 2 apprentices which I'm still overseeing.
Yeah.
And I'm only charging half price for them at the moment.
Okay, but they still should earn you half price of that. You know, if their average bill then is down to 17, they should still earn you, you know, almost 30 grand a year. The reality is with beauticians, it's exactly the same numbers. They don't change. But some people say to me, but we do waxing, it takes 15 minutes, or brows take 15. Well, we do haircuts that take 45 and balayage taking 4, but we still expect 30 clients. My base is 30 clients is classed as full. Just 30 clients. And the beauty would be exactly the same number. If you do 30 clients, you would get 1,000, like almost 50 grand per staff member. If you raise your average bill up, you can have 50 or 60 or 70, because that's where, so when I say to you, for example, now we know how many clients we need per staff member, go and find them. That's where you are. You're the start at the beginning, right? You're number one. Yeah. Your job and your sole job is to fill these people with 35 clients a week per person. Or so it's going to be 7 a day. So if they're part-time, just get 7 a day for each person. Once you're full, employ someone else. Once they're full, employ someone else. And that's how you move up the steps. But as you move up, bigger issues appear, because you've got Max who's up there, but he's still working his Nellies off, bless his cotton socks. He's still working 60 hours a week, and he's making money. Money isn't his issue anymore. He's now got no time for himself. Yeah. Beth, of course, is now in a mixture where she goes, I was there and now I'm not. But like plateauing, like Max, the plateau for Max is once you plateau, you can plateau, believe it or not, you never plateau. You start to die. And it's slow death that can take 5 years to realize before you're like 4,000 or 5,000 down, until it hurts you again. And the reality is, like, Max could lose 1,000 a week right now, and he probably wouldn't miss it off his takings, right? You just don't, until you realize that's 50 grand a year. And then a year later, you go, I'm 50 grand down. The bills are starting to hurt a bit more now. And then you can't get back up, because he's now going to do 2,000 to get past his plateau. And that's what happens with most of us, which I guess is what happened with Beth. Everything declined. And yes, staff leave, and the moment staff leaves, you need to be on it. Let's get somebody else. Like, let's not mess around. COVID's not going to stop us. No. We're going to find a way around what we need to do. I don't know, whatever it is. There's clever ways. But yeah, so
thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, great.
Yeah,
thank you.
Just find the numbers, and once you're full, then work on your average bill and lift that up. Dead simple. And that's the key to making more money and move your way through. Anyone else? Are we all done? I think we had a really good session. I think we did. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to meet on a Sunday evening, I think. It was nice to get to meet some of you guys we hadn't met before, which is fantastic. Like I said, we'll reach out Monday or Tuesday. You'll get a message or a text message from me and say, hey, let's chat. We can talk. You can pick my brain, talk about your business privately a bit more if you need to. That's it. Nice and simple. But hopefully my goal today was to realize where you're at and what it takes to get to the next level. There is work to get done. You either know it or you don't. And like the strangest thing, I saw a comment the other day was like, we have more information on our fingertips than ever before, but more hairdressers that are actually failing than ever before, which is ridiculous. You know, it's like Max was saying, his friend looks better, but they're not. There's a lot of people out there that don't often look like they're doing well. And I get to see them. Like, I do get to see their businesses, and the reality is they're not as good as they think. So Beth, I'm hoping we left you with lots of questions, and hopefully you're fired up. Yeah, you can't stay stagnant. You've got to keep moving forward. And we believe in big jumps, because there's no point taking a little jump, because you've got to get to that next stage fast. Otherwise, most of us, I mean, Beth, maybe you felt this. Max, you might be getting this close. I'm not sure how. You might take you a few years before you really peed off for yourself. Is that when you work hard, and you don't see the spoils, like you don't actually get a good return for your money, we're the ones that start waning a bit. We're the ones that go, oh, I just can't be bothered. And then once we do that, that's it, we're gone. Because it's us that's pushing our salon forward. And the moment that we start cracking, your staff see it before we do, you know. There's quite a lot of things we talked about, like Max talked about, you know, he gives gym membership away. Angie talked about her fun account. We try and find out, once you've made it, that we decide to open a fun account for your staff. 1 or 2% of the takings go into a fun account, and let's just do things throughout the year, every quarter, where we really have fun with the team. It could be anything. Like, if you have enough money, fly them to Ibiza for the weekend and pay for their partners. You know, make it like, remember Marks and Spencer's never once, years ago in our day, all this oldies on the call, never struggled to get staff. Everyone was like proud to work at Marks and Spencer's because they paid you well, and they looked after you, and they always looked after everybody that you knew. We can't wait. We need to make some money so we can start sort of, you know, passing it back to our team members. First of all, I want to thank every single one of you for giving your time up to listen to this coaching call. It was a great coaching call, showing salon owners where are they on the steps of their journey. I don't know where you are, and I'd love to meet you. Right now, you would have seen this recording. I would have maybe given it you personally, or emailed it you, or you would have seen it from a post on Instagram or Facebook. The next stage, we have been smashed with people booking calls to find out how do we get their salon up to the next step. I don't know where you are on your client journey, but this stage now might have left you with a bunch of questions. You will see a button that's popped up to say, please book a call with us. What we would like to do on that call is have a chat with you, find out what you want from your salon, you know, what's stopping you getting to your next level. Can we help you get there? Because there's no point if we can't help you. And then once we have a chat with you, we'll find out what your dreams and aspirations are for your salon. And the 20 minutes it takes on the call, we'd sort of find out a bit more about you, and we'll help and guide you. And if you want to take that next step, we will more than happy welcome you if you're a good fit for us, because a lot of people we do actually speak to aren't a good fit. They're not what we're after, and we just don't marry well, and that's probably best for everybody, because our job is to hopefully partner with you guys to take your salon to the next level and hopefully make you at least 30% growth in your business in the next 12 months. So for that to happen, we have to make sure it's a good fit, that you've got the right time that you can spend on that and dedicate to growing your business. We have a couple of groups, and we don't know which one to invite you to, so until we speak, we just don't know which one best suits your needs. So the best thing to do is click that button and book a call. We promise you will be no hassles. 9 out of 10 times right now you'll be speaking to me. We won't ask for your credit card or your bank details. It's just an informal chat to find out, you know, do you want some help? Can we help you? And are we the sort of person that you can go away, think about it, and then decide a yes or no, that the call is yours. If it's a no, that's okay. You can still take all the information we give you on the call and run with it and hopefully move forward. So click that button, let's chat, let's get to meet each other, and let's start the process of finding out how we can get your salon to the next level. I look forward to chatting as soon as we can. The one thing I will say, you didn't get to see the live event. We promised we weren't going to record it, so we've hid all their faces and some of the movements at the end, because hopefully you still enjoyed it and it wasn't too bad, but we just wanted to hide their privacy, because we know a lot of the people here on the call did share an awful lot of private information. Guys, that's much appreciated your time again. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. One day hopefully we get to work together, or we get to partner and see you at the top of the mountain, and we'll celebrate what we call salon success. Okay, see you soon. Book that call, and I'll speak to you in a week or two. Bye for now.